Hey guys, so in this video I'm going to be going over how far you should enhance green items in Black Desert. So before we start off, there is one exception to the green items I'm talking about, and that is your sub-weapon. Sub-weapons are probably the best green items in the game because they are actually viable replacements for Nuver and Kutum. Now, they are not as good as Nuver and Kutum. Don't get a steel dagger and think that you don't need to get a Nuver now because you have a steel dagger. But having a decent green sub-weapon is much better than having a decent green main hand or awakened or even green armor, with the possible exception of the helmet. So to start off with, there is a limit to what I personally believe you should enhance green items to. So that's armor pieces, shoes, helmet, top, gloves, main hand weapon, awakened weapon, and offhand weapon. And that limit is, in my opinion, duo. And I also don't think you should enhance to plus 15 if you can avoid it. There's so much plus 15 gear on the marketplace these days, thanks to the Raining Enhancements permanent event, that you don't really need to bother with making items plus 15 on your own. Like if I go here, go back down. Sorting by plus 15. You can see there's so much plus 15. You've got plus 15 for pretty much anything you want. Grunnel, the best green armor set in my opinion, is pretty easy to get at plus 15 pretty much at any time. Helmets, you can see there's 45 of them. Gloves, there's always a lot of those. Shoes and armor pieces go up pretty damn often as well. It's really easy to get plus 15 pieces of green armor these days. And honestly, getting Pry and Duo isn't that expensive, so upgrading to that is fine on its own. However, if you want a piece of Tri or Tet green gear, so say, like me, you want to use a Tri Grunnel armor to replace your Roaring Magical while you wait to get a Dim Tree, or you want to use Tri Grunnel shoes while you wait to get Urgons. If you want to do this, then the way you should go about it is either through buying them off the marketplace, because Tri and above, they exist pretty often. So we won't search for Grunnel, we'll just search for everything. Tri and above go up all the time. You can see a bunch of Tets here. They're really cheap, under 100 million silver. And you'll get what you want without having to worry about fail stacking, without having to use precious stacks to get them. This is the easy way to get them. The other way to get them is once you start getting boss gear and you're making fail stacks, use duo green gear to fail stack on. When you're going from about 25 stacks to 35 stacks, have some duo green gear that you will tap to try and get the stack so you can have a Tri stack. If it fails, then because you wanted it to succeed, it's still a success. You lost the fail stack and you failed at fail stacking, but you got the piece of Tri green gear. So when fail stacking, try to use pieces of gear you actually want to use when you don't have boss gear for every piece. Now, of course, once you have every piece of boss gear in every slot, you've got the full you've got all the armor, you've got your Dandelion, you've got your Zarka, you got your Nuver, then you don't need to do that anymore. And even before that, I personally find it a lot easier just to buy it and then fail stack on really cheap Pride or Duo green gear that I have lying around. Like I've got a Grunnel shoes here, but that's just because I've had this forever. It was one of my original pieces of armor. Apart from that, I think I use like Hercules set for my fail stacking for Pride, Duo, and Tri stacks. So enhancing green gear, I would not enhance green gear above Duo. If you want Tri, for example, a Tri Awakening weapon is actually a pretty good investment. Tri Offhand is a very good investment. Tri Main Hand can be a good investment, although at that point getting a Zarka is probably a very good idea. Zarkas are very cheap. Or Tri Grunnel Armor, for example. Just wait for it to go up, put a notification on it. Like, I don't know. Say I wanted Grunnel Armor and I want Tet Grunnel Armor. Oops, go down here. Just search for for this, it's ultimate. Put a notice on it, put a notice on the normal. And it should go up pretty quickly. Like, Tet won't go up that quickly, but Tri Grunnel Armor goes up all the time. Tri Heavy Armor isn't much worse, it goes up all the time. Tri Rokaba Armor, if you want a meme, goes up all the time. Like, it's so easy to get try green gear. I would not waste fail stacks. I would not waste enhancement materials on green gear past duo. I would keep them at duo, which is fine for when you're going for your first pieces of boss gear, and then just simply either buy the pieces of try gear you need while waiting for more important pieces of boss gear. To clarify on that, so basically there are a few pieces of boss gear that are not as essential as others. The most important pieces of boss gear in order goes Zarka, Dandy, offhand, and a lot of people would argue offhand over Dandy or Dandy over Zarka. So the 3 weapons are the most important. I would say Zarka first for accuracy, as well as the attack speed bonus, followed by, in my opinion, Beg's gloves. In fact, Beg's gloves I might even put above Nuver as like the 3rd or even 2nd most important piece. And then you've got the rest of it. Uragon's shoes is very good these days, so they can probably go after Beg's, followed by Dimtree and Griffin bring up the rear. Both still very important, but nowhere near as important as your Zarka, your Beg's, your Nuver or Kutum, or your Dandelion. So try to buy pieces of green gear that replace the pieces you want to get last. Obviously, you have very little control over which pieces of boss gear you get first if you're not pre-ordering, but if you have like a wealth of items to choose from to enhance, like my Musa here, I've got his Dandelion. And then if we go over to the Heidel storage, I also have his Zarka and his Nuver. So which of those I want to enhance first is my decision. And the ones that are replaced, that I would replace, so first I want to replace my Zarka. So my Rosa is only plus 15 because my Zarka will be upgraded first. Then I'll upgrade my Dandelion, so it's at my Green Awakening weapons at duo because it's going to take a bit longer for that to happen. And I had a Tet Whitehorn bow, but I sold that to fund other items as I don't play my Musa as much anymore. So assume because Nuver was the last of 3 I was going to upgrade, that Nuver, this was a Tet. So you can see what my order of upgrades was and which ones I purchased at a high enhancement level, the Tet here, to kind of act as a placeholder. So upgrading green gear, don't go above duo. If you do it through fail stacking, not intentionally. Try and have it kind of as a win-win scenario where one of the wins is certainly less than you wanted, just you get a piece of try green gear instead of a fail stack, but still a win-win. Later on, once you don't really need green gear, you really just want to fail stack normally. But yeah, green gear, I would not purposefully enhance green gear past duo, with the one exception being possibly for an offhand weapon if you really need a certain offhand weapon, like for example Blackhorn Warrior Bow is the accuracy offhand for Musa. If I really needed a Tet accuracy offhand, I would have to upgrade this if none of them were going up on the marketplace for me to buy. So that is pretty much how far I personally think you should enhance green gear in general. I'm going to say it one more time. Duo, as far as you should go. Don't go above duo. Purposefully anyways. Hopefully this video was helpful to you. Subscribe if you liked it, and have a good one.